is 110 outside right now. Oh, man. It's hot. Hot, hot, hot. Oof. Let's see. Chat. Okay. Oof. Man. Hot, hot, hot out there. Woo. Man. Hello, everybody. It's 1:24 in the afternoon. It's 110 outside. Yep, it is hot, 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 hot. Oof. Right back. Oh, man, it is hot out there. What's up? What's up? Who's in here? Luis and Enrique and Bolsa. Welcome, welcome. Man, it's hot out there. 110 right now. Whew, can't even touch the steering wheel, man. Steering wheel is hot. Oh, man. Oh, today's my Friday, but then I'm only gonna get one day off this week, which is Wednesday. Gotta work Thursday. I'm gonna be working Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Hopefully I'll be off Wednesday, Thursday next week. Need a break. Yeah. Need a break. It's really hot, even the avocado guys out there. Ooh, yeah, the air conditioning seems like it feels right now like they're not even working because of the heat. But once I get off the freeway here, it should be nice, cool. Yeah, man, it is hot. It seems to be going down now that I'm moving 109. But if you're just standing still in the sun, it's 111. That's what it said right when I got in the car. Yeah, right when I got in the car, man, it said 111 outside. So, ooh, hot, hot, hot. Shoot. Come on, air, you can do it. Yeah, that air. Can you imagine being without AC down here? Ooh. I don't know how some people do it, especially people that are homeless. Yeah, so check out those amazing channels on my family and friends list. Got channels like Iron Dog, got My Animal House on there, got Kurtwood, got TT Balls, Derek's Reptiles. We have Keys Constrictors. We have Big Keys Pythons. We have who else is on there? Oh yeah, we got James Guide on there. We have who else? We have Mark the Spider Guy. We have also Spider Mom. We have Sherry Mad Cat. Who else? Who else is on that list? Who else did I forget? I said Kids Constrictors. I don't think I have KY on that list, but it's another good channel. KY Constrictors. It's another good channel. Go check out Balsa's channel. He's got a good channel. Go check out all the people on my community tab. It's like we got Johan Exotics. You have who else is on that list? We got Venus Martinez on there. We got Fantastic Guru. We have also Scott's Exotics. He's from the UK. We got also Zelda. We got Jerry Madcat's sister. She's on that community chat list. Who else? Check out those other channels. I usually visit my chat, like Magnet Fishing. MDT is on that list. MDT, she's from the Philippines. Zayal, she's also on that list. She's from the Philippines. Mordell, she's also from the Philippines. Go check out their channels. So just go in my community tab. You can find all those amazing channels. And then also my channel list. Look at all those channels on there. I got over 900 on there. And I'd like to thank any of all my subscribers, all my new subscribers. Thank you. I'm getting closer and closer to the 900 mark. Thank you. If it wasn't for you guys, I do these videos for you guys. For your enjoyment. tailgating. He wants to fly. There he goes. Oh well. He's from Arizona. I don't blame him. They always flying. Yeah, man. I lived for a year in Arizona, man. Glendale, Arizona. Yeah. People drive crazy over there. They drive fast. You know, when I was there, this was back in 1979 or 1980, and it was the freeway wasn't that big back then. It was only a highway, 2 lane. Now it's like a freeway, to get over there, man. It's like it's grown a lot, and when I went to school over there, I went to school at AAI, Arizona Automotive Institute, because I was gonna be a mechanic, learn how to rebuild transmissions, learn how to rebuild engines, rebuild carburetors, you know, new points and condenser. Back when they barely started coming out with electronic ignition, but a lot of your cars were points and condenser, um, and so that's the way it was. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty good. Had a lot of fun learning how to, also how to do front end alignments, balance tires, uh, work on brakes, you know, do front and rear brakes, turn rotors, turn drums, you know, all that good stuff that you had to learn. Then I got out of school. It was a year. It was a year school. Then from then I went to live up north, up in San Jose area. Looked for work up there. This was 1980 when everything, all the automotive companies were doing bad. Gas prices started going crazy. So, nobody wanted to buy gas guzzling cars anymore. Everybody was starting to buy the smaller cars. So, all these other foreign companies, Nissan and Toyota, they started selling more cars here in the U.S. You know, and a lot of shops started closing in Detroit. A lot of plants closed. You know, so there was nobody was hiring, especially. Uh, I was in my 20s at the time. I was like 20 years old, and you know, then I wasn't married, single, living with my mom. You know, my dad also, but he was never around. He was a truck driver. He'd always we'd be living in one of those motels. He'd come by. One of those had everything in it. Little kitchen and everything in the motel. So it was kind of like a renting an apartment, but because we're talking back then. For a month in a hotel, you would pay over $1,000, and it's only like a one bedroom with two beds in it. And then you had your little kitchen and bathroom. But the thing is, back then you could get an apartment for about $300. A two-bedroom apartment. You take $300, and that wasn't a bad price. But my dad was never into committing into a certain place. We were at another place. We were there 6 months, and and then we ended up getting evicted because he didn't pay the rent. We were there for 6 months. He paid 3 months of rent. So we got a letter in the mail saying we had to vacate the premises. We had 30 days. So the guy was generous enough to let us stay 30 days. So I mean, if I would have known that he wasn't paying the rent, I would have paid it. I mean, I was working. My cousin was working. My mom was getting money. But he never said anything. That was his only job, to pay the damn rent. But he didn't even do that. He was too busy with the other family that he was trying to raise also, because he had kids with another lady. So I have stepbrothers that I've never met. Spoke to one. Don't hold anything against them. It's not their fault. They came into this world because of their mom and my dad. So, it's on them, not on the kids. Kids can't blame kids for parents' mistakes. Well, as they call them, mistakes. I understand one mistake, but when you have 4 or 5 kids, that's not a mistake. Come on. And then they always think, oh, they're never going to get caught. Yeah, right. Keep thinking that. I don't know, man. That's one thing I'll never do, is fool around with my wife. Never have. She's accused me all kinds of times. Crazy ladies, fish lady. There was a place where I used to have a fish tank. I had a 10-gallon fish tank, and I used to have fish in there. I had mollies, that looked like Dalmatians, kind of, the black ones. Also, they're kind of like goldfish colored ones, and those are nice. And the one thing is, they do reproduce, man. If you get a female and a male, and you're gonna have babies. And then I also had one of those, I don't forget what you call them. They look like miniature sharks, but they're not. They're always stuck on the side of the aquarium, sucking all the algae. That keeps the aquarium clean, eats all the bad stuff, and it looks like a little miniature shark, almost like a hammerhead shark, but it doesn't. It's got like a triangular shaped head almost. I forget what they call them. But you guys have probably seen them. You guys know, anybody that's had fish before. And it was pretty. It was, when I got it, it was that big, and man, it grew into that tank. It got to almost, I'd say, at least almost 8 inches, maybe even more at the end. And then then the fish started getting, they started getting that they call ick. So I had to treat the water. Fish died. Only maybe 2 survived. Then only 1 survived. It was a female, but then she had babies. So then I ended up with like 10 babies inside the aquarium, and they were like, I had more fish in there. 10 more than 10 fish. That's that aquarium. A 10-gallon is fish that gets dirty real quick. That's the thing. You have to keep up on the water changes and stuff like that, man. That's the only bad thing about having an aquarium, man. It's a lot of work, man. Unless you have the time to put into it, I wouldn't recommend getting it. Unless you really love fish, But yeah, man, it was nice having the aquarium. You look at the little fish, had like little ornaments inside. Had like a little treasure chest with a bubble thing, and you would like open up, the treasure chest with the bubbles, and had a filtration system. You got to keep that up, that filtration to filter the water, and you want, and then also it's another thing, you don't want to overfeed them. The more you overfeed them, the more mess you get inside the aquarium. So yeah, I had it until then. I was gonna move it. I was gonna move it because I had to move from one apartment to another. And then these people, they didn't care. They didn't fix anything in the apartment. The air conditioning was messed up. I mean, I was paying like $200 of electricity for a two-bedroom apartment. It should have been like only like 60, or maybe 100 at the most. The air conditioning was crap. Plus, the building was made out of block, cement blocks. So in the summertime, it was like an oven. In the wintertime, it was like a freezer. The apartment sucked. So we were there only a couple of months when we moved out. And we knew that, the damn landlord wasn't going to give us our security deposit, because I heard they never do, even if you clean it or not. And then when I was moving the aquarium, it got a crack in it. So, and then it started leaking, and it was like, oh man, yeah, it was a big mess. But the apartment people, they didn't, they were damn idiots. They didn't care. It was owned by some doctor up in LA somewhere. He never cared. He just cared about getting the money, getting paid. So there was a lot of turnaround in those apartments. And then plus the fact there was a lot of thieves in the area. It was a bad neighborhood. People that lived in the apartments were thieves. I had a Mazda B2000 pickup truck. One morning I get up and my tail light's missing, my corner light's missing, and another signal light. I'm like, what the hell? And then one day there was like, I went in, and I guess they thought I was going to go in for a long time, and they were already taking apart my the lights on it. So I went out there, and I'm like, what the heck? I didn't catch them, but I guess they had a lookout of somebody. As soon as they saw the door open, boom, they like booked it. But I'm like, damn, I was like, shit, So I said, yeah, that's it, Told my wife, we're gonna have to move from here. This place is terrible, there's nothing but thieves here. They're stealing my stuff. I was like, nah. So luckily my stereo I had to pull out. I would always pull it out so they're not gonna steal the stereo. But they could steal the amp, but they would have to take the seats and everything off because they were underneath my seats, bolt it down, and you have to take out the seats in order to even get to them. But yeah, I'm like, these guys, they were. It was a bad neighborhood. So we moved to a different apartment. It was a much nicer one. And then after that, I told my wife, you know what? Why don't we we started looking at the mobile homes, and we were gonna get a mobile home and put it on a piece of property, but then I don't know what happened, and the deal didn't go through of the land that they were gonna get, get for us. They had like a land and mobile home package, and so I said, all right. But then the trailer, that one wasn't available. So then they said, well, we found a different trailer, and so they said, well, it's going to be a while before you can get into find land. that was available. So we ended up going into like an RV park, you know, and that's where we ended up at, you know. But you know, so we've been there for a lot of years, you know, and and you know it's a nice neighborhood. Never been there for years. Never have I ever had anybody break in or anything missing from my house or my yard. You know, it's all been, you know, really good. You know, in that area. So past this guy. Yeah. At least where I'm at, I don't have to worry about people breaking in into my stuff. You know, but then we're gonna be moving. You know, my son wants to get his own house. You know, like a 5 bedroom. Well, you know, just hopefully it'll be in a good neighborhood. You know, we'll have to put in security cameras and stuff like that. You know, that's not going to protect you. You might get a picture of the thieves. That's about it. But other than that, it's not gonna be, you know, like, oh, you know, stop them. You know, unless you're gonna be watching the cameras. You know, while I am security, I could be the security guard of the house. That'll be my retired. I'll be the security guard at the house. Watch the cameras, make sure nobody steals anything. but but yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, people don't you know, they'll take your stuff. You know, they don't they don't care. You know, they don't want to go and work and get their own stuff with their own money. They want to go steal somebody else's stuff. You know, why don't you go get a job? You know, a lot of the times the thieves, you know, that they steal, it's because they're on drugs. They need to get some money for the drugs. They don't have any money because they can't keep a job, because, you know, now it's hard to keep a job if you're doing drugs, because they do drug testing. Back in the day, you know, 70s, 80s, 90s, there wasn't really much, unless it was a government job, nobody did any drug testing. Now, you know, pretty much almost every job, you know, there's some that don't do any drug testing, but, you know, I mean, I've worked for some companies that were security companies, and they don't do it, and they didn't do any drug testing. Only if the site that we were going to go to, if that site wanted to make sure everybody was drug tested, and that was the only way, you know, the only way that they would send us to get a drug test. You know, and of course, you know, I'm going to pass it. I mean, I'm not doing any drugs. Only medication I take is whatever for high blood pressure. That's it. Nothing else, and vitamins. You know. But, you know, I guess like the job, this one I have now, you know, even if I had, like, say the doctor would prescribe like marijuana, I couldn't work. Even if it's a prescribed medication, you know, medical, they don't allow you to work. You cannot be on that type of medication. You know, high blood pressure, sure, vitamins, yeah. You know, I mean, even people that are drinking monster drinks, I think that's considered a drug. You know, they're taking all those monster drinks to stay awake and stuff like that. We had a guard that was in, you know, drinking those things, and he was real young. He was in his 20s, And then he was always acting like he was not a military coming. He was always you know hyper, like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. But then you know what happens when once the caffeine wears down, then you crash. As they say, yeah, the caffeine crash. Like get all, and that's what happened to him. He pretty much trying to stay awake, and then his his body, you know, crashed, and he literally crashed our vehicle out there. It's like, you idiot. And then I even told him, because he had an incident like the day before, that he was acting kind of funny. He parked outside in his own vehicle when he wasn't even supposed to be out there. And then he was in his car was in drive, and he had his foot on the brake. The other guard went in and looking for him, he couldn't find him. He thought that it was his girlfriend waiting for him outside, but he couldn't find the guard. Then he goes out there, and the guy's asleep inside the truck. So he starts knocking on the guy's window to wake him up. And the guy takes his foot off the brake, and the car starts moving forward. And luckily, he didn't step on the gas, and boom, because they're, it's late at night, but still some traffic does cross. And I saw him that night, and I told him, "What's going on, dude? You're not getting enough sleep or what?" I go, "Don't be driving, because we already had an incident with another guard, same thing. He fell asleep on the wheel driving. We don't even drive that fast there. We're like driving maybe less than 10 miles an hour. But this guy, what does he do? He falls asleep at the wheel, hits something, and his foot slips off I think his foot was on the gas, barely. And then once he crashed, his foot went harder on the gas, and it's like, boom, knocked out some shit. I'm like, man, he just totaled we had a Toyota RAV4, man. He totaled the whole thing. Ripped the hell out of the front, the side. I mean, he screwed it all up. I was like, damn. And then I saw him, and I go, damn, didn't I just tell you less than 12 hours ago? I said, don't drive if you're sleepy. Take a little break. Take a little nap. Nobody's gonna kill you. If you get in trouble for falling asleep, it's better to be falling asleep on a chair instead of driving. But no, he didn't listen. Too bad he don't work there no more. Dang. I don't know, man. It's like, you gotta be safe when you drive, man. If you're sleepy, take a nap. Especially if you're taking a trip somewhere, it's not worth it, man. Your brain will shut down, man. I've had that happen to me when I was younger. When I was in my 20s, us just like the kid. You think you're Superman. You think you're invincible. You think you're gonna make it. You're gonna be okay. You slap your face. You drink coffee. You wet your face. But it doesn't matter. Your brain's gonna turn off. Your eyes will be open, wide open. But guess what? That connection from your brain to your eyes, it's kind of like my wife. My wife, I don't know if anybody, some people know, last year in May, she had a stroke and she lost her vision. Same thing. Your brain, if that part of that brain gets affected, turns off, it's like you're gonna be asleep with your eyes open, but you can't see nothing until you crash, or like me, I was in the middle of the dirt, luckily this was a 4-lane highway on both sides, and it was like there was dirt in the middle. Some parts they do have those guardrails. Thank God, there is a God, and he did protect me. I didn't kill nobody. I didn't kill myself either, but But yeah, I mean, it's like you have to be careful. It's worse than drunk driving, man. You know, drunk driving, you know, you're impaired, but but your eyes are still open. You can still see as long as you don't fall asleep too. You know, sometimes that'll happen too. But you know, that's another thing. And then people, oh, I can drive. I only had one or two drinks. Nah, you shouldn't drive. Not even if you have one drink. Believe me, it's not worth it, man. Especially if you get pulled over or you hit somebody while you're intoxicated, man. Then it doesn't become an accident. It becomes manslaughter. Then you can go to jail because then your vehicle became a lethal weapon and you hit somebody and if you kill somebody, that's even worse. If you crash, you know, you'll be okay. Vehicles can be restored, vehicles can be replaced, but people can't, man. That's one thing. Gotta watch. So when you're out there driving, man, pay attention to the road. Don't be texting. Don't be playing with your phone. Put it on. You know, connect it to your car. You know, now technology, you can answer your phone. You know, just push a button on your steering wheel, and you can talk to somebody. You know, and text messages. If it's that important, they already left a message. You're gonna get it. It's not worth you crashing or killing somebody just for a message. A video somebody sent you. You know, oh, that was so funny on Instagram. You know, they sent you one of those funny videos. You know, yeah. Well, guess what? You're gonna become one of those funny videos, but not in a good way. You know, like that. Hey, Mr. George, how much you pay for the new guy? How much you pay? $20? No, no, too much. You pay too much. Too much for the new guy. Mr. George, yes, the new guy. You know, he's drinking on the job. You know, look, he's taking a nap. He's not working. But you know, especially if you have kids. If you have kids in the car with you, or if you have kids at home, you got to remember, man. Your kids how are your kids gonna grow up without you if they lose you? That's what people don't understand. People that drink and drive or don't pay attention when they're driving, you know, all accidents are avoidable. You know, as long as you're paying attention to the road, there's always going to be some stupid idiot pulling in front of you. You know, you might not get a chance to stop in time, but usually you will. You can avoid it. You know, but you know, you have to be paying attention, or else you're not going to see that car pull in front of you, or the guy passing another vehicle, thinking he's going to make it. You can slow down. You can pull off the road. Let him pass. You know, it's like, oh yeah, I'm not going to let him. You know, and then some people are evil. You know, they'll speed up and not let the guy pass them. It's like, I understand if you're going the speed limit and the guy's trying to pass you, let him pass you. I usually pull over, you know, as much as I can to the side so he can pass. If there's not a lot of cars coming, if there's a lot of cars coming, he ain't gonna be able to pass. I mean, if he wants to take the chance and kill somebody, get a head-on collision, man, going 70 miles an hour, 65 miles an hour, it's not great, man. Like a while back, that poor lady, you know, lost her life because some other lady It was a foggy day. I remember that night. I was heading home. This was like around 11 at nighttime. I was heading home, and it was all foggy. I mean, you could barely see. And almost getting home, and then I was on the freeway, and I see a vehicle. It was a little like one of those Honda Pilots, those minivans. It was like completely chopped off. We're talking all the way down to where the tires are. Everything was gone. The engine, the whole vehicle. It just ripped the whole. The only thing was left was the chassis and the tires. I mean, it was a head-on collision, going 70 miles an hour. I thought it was the vehicle went underneath a truck or something. You know how sometimes if you hit the back of a semi, it'll chop the vehicle like that. No, it was a van. A full-size van was heading the wrong way. She was in there was a 2-lane highway. 2 lanes going that way, 2 lanes going the other way. She's driving in the fast lane. There's a van coming toward her on the fast lane. She's going 70 miles an hour. That's the speed limit there. So she's going 70 miles an hour. The other person was probably going 70 miles an hour. So the other person was driving one of those full-size vans. So you're talking about a full-size van, which is like maybe a 2-ton, and it was one of those big passenger vans. It was like maybe a 2-ton van hitting a little small Honda Pilot. Didn't leave nothing. Head-on collision. The lady in the van also died. She was supposedly an elderly woman. She was an elderly woman, the van driver. It was so foggy, and there was a lot of repairs on that road that she came from. And I can understand because there was a lot of one lane, one going, one coming. So I can understand how she could make a mistake. So she thought she was in the other lane, in a 2-lane, one lane highway. So she's like flying. The CHP is on the right, on the other on the highway, because she was heading west the wrong way. The lady that crashed into her, that she ended up crashing into, was heading east. Highway Patrol was in the other highway, also heading west, with his lights flashing, sirens, trying to get the attention of the van driver. But all this happened in less than 15 minutes. In less than 15 minutes, two lives were lost. So, you have to watch, make sure you're going the right way, make sure you're not going the wrong way. I think the highway people, the transit, they should, on the highways, I think they should draw arrows the whole length of damn freeway, showing people like that's the flow of traffic. So as soon as you go on and you go, shit, I see an arrow going at me, it's like, hey, I'm pulling over. It's like if I'm going the wrong way. But if you're not, if you don't see anything, especially on that night, it was a foggy night, not very good visibility, and this poor lady that died, she had like 4 kids under the age of I think of 14 years old, from like 2 years old to 14 years old. So it was a bad accident, and who knows how many other cars moved out of her way. They see headlights coming out of them. It's like, holy shit. Then the thing is, was she paying attention? Well, the other lady too. If I'm going and I see I'm on the fast lane and there's nobody ahead of me, or who knows, maybe there was somebody ahead of them and then they like boom, they went off the road or got in this on the slow lane real quick, and that's then as soon as they pulled out, boom, that could have happened. I don't know. I mean, there was no I don't think there wasn't any cameras. That you could see that accident. But it was crazy, and I mean, I don't think she even got a chance to step on the brakes, either of them. And the van driver, she was an elderly lady. Supposedly she was in her 70s. I don't have a problem with people driving that are old, but if you can't see right, it's like my wife. When she told us that she couldn't see good anymore, I said, "That's it, babe. You're not driving no more. You're gonna drive and kill somebody. It's not worth it." So I told her, "That's it. You're not driving no more." And that was when she could only see still out of one eye. Then she lost both vision out of both eyes. But it's crazy. I was in a car accident back in like 79, 80. I probably wouldn't be here. Luckily, the guy that was driving, he stepped on the gas and boom, he moved forward and enough that the truck that hit us in the back, on the back window. It was a 4-door, big old 1970s, big Oldsmobile, big like tanks, back in the 70s, and it was like hit us on the side. We went spinning. And back then we didn't wear seat belts in the 70s. They were all lap belts anyways. They weren't gonna really save your life. You probably would have got more injured from your intestines and shit. But yeah, let's see who's in here. Let's see. I hate it because I can't really read the top. Let's see, it was Bolsa. Let's see, Tony Diecast. Yes, Tony Diecast. Driving to work, Tony. Miss Southern Belle. What's up? Welcome. Fat Tony, what's up? Gameplay, what's up? Welcome. Venus Martinez, Squirrel, Magnet Squirrel. Hey, what's up, James? Guy, welcome, man. SW, welcome. What's up? Black Empress. What's up? Welcome. Yeah, I know, man. I have the same problem sometimes. Hey, John Paul, what's up, Paul? Yeah, go check out John Paul's channel. He's on my community tab. He builds models. Shorty Adventures, what's up? Welcome. Yeah, but yeah, those notifications, man, I put them on there and sometimes I get notified, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll get notified like all of a sudden, like the whole live is ended and everything. And it's like there's a live on. It's like no, I already watched it because I'm pretty good at like I keep checking, and see who's on live and who's not. See, like I got a notification there. Rob Black. Rob Black's on live. Let's see who else. Who else? Steven, Hot Facts. They're all coming on live. I got to go check out their stuff here pretty soon. But yes, thank everybody for hitting the like button. Don't forget to share out the live. Tomorrow, my only day off. I'm probably gonna do it. I always do it alive on my day off. I'll probably, since it's gonna be my only day off, I'll probably run errands that day instead of Thursday. Thursday I'm gonna be working, so I'm probably not gonna do any lives on Thursday or Friday. I might come on some people's lives, after work. But I always watch people's lives while I'm at work because I have that luxury. I could just put it lower the volume and just listen very low. Watch, let them let it play. I usually watch Catfish Terry. He's usually on while I'm on Fridays. Well, Thursdays probably now too. Now this Thursday, but and then also the other people, Roy and Becky. That's another great channel, Roy and Becky. They have an RV. They go all over the place. I think right now they're in Arizona area. But yeah, go check out their channels. They're all really great, amazing channels. I'll probably put their channel in my community tab so people can find them much easier. So yeah, so thanks a lot, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending wherever you're at. God bless everybody. Thanks for coming in. Till next time, have a good one. And like Terry from Keys Constrictor says, call your mama, tell her you love her, and never know how long she'll be around. So call your loved ones. Catfish Terry says the same thing. Go hug your loved ones because you never know. He lost his wife recently in December. He went on a trip somewhere, visit some relatives. She never made it back home. She died in his arms over there. So have a good one. Bye-bye.